Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of the new book, Twin Flame Romance, available now in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. And if you are currently reading Twin Flame Romance on any of the three formats and you would like to leave a review on Amazon, which is greatly appreciated, go ahead and email me a screenshot of that review once it's up on Amazon, and I will give you a promotional code for a free Audible copy of Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, exploring your 7 energy centers with mindfulness, yoga, and Ayurveda. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching this on my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe below, hit the bell for notification, and give the video a thumbs up. If you'd like to book a New Year's reading with me or a Twin Flame reading, go ahead and email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, fondinwellness.com. Today, we are doing our weekly Twin Flame reading, Twin Flame update for the Divine Masculine, Feminine, and for the couple. And today is December 29th, 2019. And actually, this reading is moving right into 2020. I cannot believe it. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. I hope you guys are geared up for the new year. And just look out to my YouTube channel, because on January 1st, I'm bringing you guys something very, very special. It's a huge project. I cannot believe that I am actually going through with this, but check my channel out on January 1st throughout the day. It's going to take a little while to upload, but check my YouTube channel throughout the day on January 1st, and there's a very special, special gift for you guys. We are going into 2020 with this Twin Flame Collective. For those of you that began the journey in 2019, I know it's been a rough go. For those of you that started the journey like myself before 2019, most of you in 2018, somewhere mid-2018, toward the end of 2018, again, I know it's been a little bit of a challenge. Things are looking on the up and up for the Twin Flame Collective for 2020, and things can only move up from here, right? We can only go up. That's the only way to go, is up. Because for many of you, there's been this on again, off again connection with your twin flame, or you've been completely ghosted by your twin flame. And whichever category you happen to fall into, just know that moving into 2020, things certainly look to be much, much better. So let's go ahead and read the energy for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and for the couple. I've picked 3 decks for today. I do my traditional Angel Tarot cards, which I absolutely adore, and Archangel Michael, which is always giving us bravery and strength and clearing away negative energy. And for the magic of this season, I'm picking the Unicorn cards, which are really intended more for children. But of course, we can all have the innocence of the child on this journey, and that's really where we should be at. We shouldn't be jaded adults. We should have that innocence of the child. And of course, I always pick 1 romance card for the twin flame couple, unless if 2 fall out. Let's just start. I want to delve right back into it. I'm not reading a lot of the energy for both this week. Like I said, it's really a continuation of last week, where I was really feeling this great peaceful energy for both Divine Feminine and Divine Masculines. And for the couple, I'm really feeling this sense of peace, this sense of resolve, this sense of surrender. And honestly, that's really where we all need to get to move back into reunion with our twin. So I'm going to ask angels, archangels, guardian angels of the twin flames, and twin flame angels and romance angels to watch over this reading to help guide us to understand. Archangel Michael, please stand guard, casting away any lower energies with your sword of light. What we would like to know, angels and guides, what do the Divine Feminines of this collective for this week, December 29th, need to know for this journey, for this week? What is the general energy for the Divine Feminine collective? Angels and guides, help us to understand. Okay, so we've got that one. Let's look at Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, can you please give us a divine message for Divine Feminines this week? give us messages from the divine for the Divine Feminine Collective that listens to this channel. Okay, and we are going to do the magic of the unicorns, the magical unicorns card. And these are really uplifting and light. Of course, as I mentioned, they're made for children. So they're really these bright, sunny messages that really dig deep into the psyche of the child. But really, when we're reuniting with our twin flame, and I just got chills, so my angels are really confirming this, is that we're igniting our inner child. That's what we're doing during this journey. We're igniting our inner child. So this is just a perfect deck, oracle deck to use for the twin flame reading. So now, Divine Masculines, angels and guides, please help us to understand what's happening in the Divine Masculine Collective for this week, for December 29th, 2019 through 2020, the beginning of the new year. Okay, and for the Archangel Michael cards, Archangel Michael, please protect our Divine Masculines and help them to understand what they need to know this week for their energy, what they might need to work on, what they need to do in order to bring them close together for reunion with their twin. And unicorns, magical unicorns, the fairies, the angels, all divine beings, please help us to understand what Divine Masculine needs to know through this magical deck. And now we're going to go on to the twin flame couple for the Divine Feminines and Masculines together in union, in unity. Of course, we know that twin flames are never, ever apart. Being apart is an illusion. They're always together. Twin flames are always together. Now, in 3D, they may be in separation, but on all other levels, they are completely and utterly in union. So what do the twin flame couples need to know to help them on the journey this week? Okay, and then we're going to move to the Archangel Michael cards for the twin flames. Archangel Michael, please bless the twin flame couple and help them to understand what they need to learn and grow this week. What is the energy? And now the magic of the unicorns, the lovely unicorn magic for twin flames. Help us to understand what they need to know. Awesome. So now we're going to move over. I'm going to move this card over into the romance energy for this week for the couple, for the twin flame couples that watch this video, or Divine Feminines or Divine Masculines, and their counterparts that watch this video this week. What do they need to know for the romance energy for this week? Okay. As always, we start with the goddesses. We start with the Divine Feminines. Now we're going to reveal what the angels want us to know. And this is the loveliest of lovely energies, guys. The High Priestess. Good job, Divine Feminine, staying in that High Priestess energy, the spiritual enlightenment. The Divine Feminine, as the High Priestess, has the Book of Secrets. The Book of Secrets has been revealed. The Book of Divine Secrets has been revealed. And the Divine Feminines hold the key. All right, you guys are doing great. You're doing a fantastic job, Divine Feminines. Awesome, staying in that High Priestess energy. Now, what Archangel Michael is saying to you is to believe and trust. Believe and trust. What Archangel Michael is saying here is that things don't always appear on the surface. What things look like on the surface may look vastly different than what's happening behind the scenes. And really, Divine Feminines, the High Priestess card is very much about that as well. It's about trusting in your spiritual guidance, trusting in your intuition, trusting in your psychic insights, and that knowing that many things are happening behind the scenes, and that you can trust, you can believe, you can trust in your intuition, you can believe and trust in your angels and guides that they are moving things forward into the 3D realm. So they are moving things forward, even if you don't see it on the surface. Very soon you will see things on the surface because they are absolutely positively moving things forward. I love this. It says love heals fear. Divine Feminines, love heals fear. I know many of you, oh my gosh, many of you have been so fearful. You've been fearful of, what if my Divine Masculine's not changing? What if they don't come back to me? What if they don't reach out? or maybe you're just fearful that they're not going to let go of that third-party situation relationship, or they're not going to stop drinking and drugging, or they're not going to leave the family that's holding them back from bringing this twin flame connection into reunion. But your love, the love that you have for each other, transcends fear. Love absolutely, positively transcends fear. And that is what you need to focus on. That's what you need to hold into your heart, Divine Feminines. And just know, as the High Priestess, you can absolutely hold that love in your heart and just allow the fear to dissipate, allow the fear to disappear. It has no place in this connection. This connection is purity. This connection is absolute. This connection is innocent, just like the child, just as I was mentioning about awakening your inner child. So just allow yourself to release that fear. There's no reason for fear, even though things are happening behind the scenes that might not be apparent right now. You need to believe and trust. Believe and trust and let go of that fear. So let's look at what, and this is funny, interesting. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but we did get the Four of Air for the Divine Masculine. We absolutely got the Four of Air for Divine Masculine. This is about the Divine Masculine meditating, taking time in the silence to just meditate. Meditate on, what are my next steps? How do I move forward? How do I study these spiritual principles so that I fully understand this journey? You see, Divine Feminines, Divine Masculines have been very confused. So they have a notion of the spiritual journey. They have a notion of this special connection with their Divine Feminines, but they have been extremely confused about what this is exactly. The Divine Masculines in this group, while they may have been spiritual, many of them have been more practical spiritual, meaning they like to see things that logically fill in the blanks for them. And a lot about this twin flame journey does not fill in the blanks for them. It just doesn't. There's so many things, as you know, that make absolutely no sense. So they've been very confused about those things that don't make sense. It's like, what? They're just so confused. And as they've moved past the confusion, they're in this quiet space of silence and meditation where they are starting to withdraw from the tribe. They're starting to withdraw from their families and friends and go into that silent space of meditation. They may be going away by themselves for a weekend retreat, whether it be just taking off and going to do like a football game or a basketball game in a remote city, just a city somewhere in the United States or somewhere around the world, whatever they like to watch, whether it's cricket or whatever, soccer, cricket, football. And it seems that they just want to be alone. They just want to be alone. They need to figure this out. It's been tugging at them for long enough, and they really need the silence and meditation to be able to make sense of it all. And it's only through this silence and meditation that they're going to actually be able to make sense of it all. And it's been very confusing to them. And they need to do a couple of things. So if you are a Divine Masculine watching this tarot reading, then you really need to ask Archangel Michael for help with this situation. Now, the great thing is Divine Masculines, what they're doing in this silence and meditation is that they're finding their bravery. They're actually finding their inner power to be able to come forth in bravery and honor toward the Divine Feminines. Because the journey instilled a lot of fear in them, that's why they ghosted. That's why they backed away. That's why they had this on again, off again with some of you in that subgroup of moving towards you, getting scared and going away. And because it scared them, it really ate away at their sense of self-worth as a man or self-esteem as a divine masculine. So what's happening is Archangel Michael helps with bravery and courage. And what divine masculines in their quiet silence, meditation and prayer, visualizations, affirmations they need to do is call upon Archangel Michael for help with that bravery, with help of finding their inner power again, that yang power, right? Because that's what they need to do. Divine masculines need to embrace and embody the yang part of the power, which is the forward moving energy. Now, for those of you that are new to my readings and to my books, of course, in Twin Flame Romance and in Chakra Healing Vibrant Energy, I talk about the dynamics of yin and yang and how the divine masculines in the collective to mesh and mold well with the divine feminines, they need to find their yang energy to be able to move forward, to be able to move forth and not cower so much in fear or lose their sense of power. They really need to feel that empowerment. Now, this is and has been a major issue for divine masculines. It's because the wounds of the divine masculines in this general collective, if you're watching this, this is the case. The wounds of the divine masculine has been, they, for the most part, have been people pleasers, and they have not been able to be themselves. And this says you are a great person, just be yourself. And I love that. This is so incredibly perfect for the divine masculine collective. That's part of the reason why they're scared and they ran away, because they were afraid to be themselves, their true selves, their inner heart, their inner soul selves. For many of them, they have been masking their true selves for so long to people please, to look like the good guy, to look like the team player, to blend in with the family so they don't cause too much drama because perhaps other family members, brothers and sisters or mom or dad, were causing the drama. So they had to be the good boy or the good girl, right? We just know it's energy, but they had to be the good one. And so they were people pleasing, and therefore they were never really themselves. So this quiet and meditation, the bravery of Archangel Michael, and just the permission of the magical unicorns, the magical beings, if you don't believe the unicorns, whatever, but what we're talking about, these magical heavenly beings that are helping you. You can call them the cherubim. The cherubim really, really help the twin flames. The cherubim, the romance angels, the twin flame angels need to help the divine masculines with their bravery and allowing them to step into their personal power and just being themselves, not to be afraid to be themselves. I think it's very beautiful, and that really reflects where they're at. And honestly, I think that's where the peacefulness comes from too, because the peacefulness comes from the fact that finally they know that they're doing something about it. It's going to take some quiet reflection and meditation and just calculating how they're going to move through it, but that's okay. The silence and meditation is needed for them to recognize they're not alone. Heaven is here to help them. The archangels, angels are there to help them. God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit are there to help them. And they can be themselves and still shine. They don't have to be people pleasers and still shine, because that never works, because you're not being true. You're not being truthful to yourself. You're not being true to yourself. And that almost never works. So I love this because many of you, this is for the twin flame couple, many of you have been worried about a few things. Money, which equals abundance of this card, the Empress card. Many of you have been worried about having children, bringing children into this world, or melding and molding two families together with children already. And this is the most lovely card because it really indicates many different things. The Empress, of course, This is where the divine feminines need to go anyway, from the high priestess to the empress. But also what this is indicating is that for the twin flame couple, it's a lavish time. It's an abundant time. So we're talking about creativity, abundance, coming together with a fortitude of good fortune. And so it's not only about creating babies. It could be creating a business, creating a home life, creating families that mold together from two separate families. But this is a really good omen. This is a very, very good omen. I like the number 3 and what this is telling me here, and the angels are saying the number 3 could signify the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. And this is the twin flames in unity with God, with their divine. And I really feel that this is where it is going, because the next card that came up was make a commitment. I feel that these two together are saying the 3, the abundant, lavish life of fruitfulness, being fruitful, is the union between the twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine, and God, the divine, which is a blessing in this sacred union. And the commitment is coming together. The commitment is coming into fruition. The commitment is coming to bring it all together. And the decision for both, the decision for the divine feminine, the decision for the divine masculine, to come together and make that commitment together, which is gorgeous, which is beautiful. It's that decision to do so. Everyone has free will. And you need to make the decision for that. You need to make the decision to come back into reunion with your twin. It's a decision. It's not forced upon you. You need to make that choice. I love this because the thing about this is you are gifted. And the thing about divine feminines and divine masculines together in this collective is that our gifts as a twin flame couple are actually magnified. If you've ever noticed how your life was when you were in union with your twin, 3D union with your twin in the beginning, and maybe for those of you with the on again, off again connection, whenever you were in close proximity, physical proximity to your twin, you may have noticed that your gifts were magnified. Now, these could be creative gifts. They could be the psychic gifts, the telepathic gifts, or anything else. It seemed maybe that when you guys were with each other, just money just flowed into your life, and just beautiful things started to occur. Your intuition was heightened. And I certainly noticed this with my twin. Honestly, it was crazy. When I was with my twin, and for those of you, I can't tell too much of the story. I know that some of you are so eager to hear my full story with my twin, but it's just not time to tell that story yet. Sometime in 2020 will probably be the time to tell that story, but not now. Now's not the time. We had a very close proximity for most of our separation time. And I noticed that my writing got better, my readings were better. Every gift that I have was magnified just by his mere presence, just by being in physical presence to him. And it was just crazy because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how, just by his mere proximity, how my gifts could be magnified. But that happens to most twins. That just does. Who are aware, right? Some are not aware. But for those of you that are aware and awakened to that, you'll notice that your life gets more abundant. It gets more fruitful. Things happen that are just crazy to make you develop your gifts and talents even more. This is where it's really great. I feel that for those of you that have been on this journey for the past year and a half, since about July, August of 2018, and if you are not yet in reunion, I feel that this phase Now, the phase, depending on both you and your twin, can last a few weeks, a few days to several months. It just depends on your learning curve and your twin flame's learning curve. It really does depend on that. But I really feel for those of you that met your twin around July to August 2018 and forward, not just July, August 2018, but and forward, with the exception of those who met their twin in the past 4 weeks or 6 weeks. For those of you that have been on the journey for about a year or so, you guys are in kind of what I call the final phase, the last phase before reunion. Now, I'm going to qualify. Once again, I generally don't do timing. I really don't, and I'm not doing timing for this. Last week, I did a timing card because the angels urged me to do a timing card. I'm not doing a timing card for this. I'm saying, as a general rule, the last phase before reunion, physical reunion, is this last phase. And the forgiving and learning card is the actual last phase. This is the last phase because what is really becoming apparent is that, oh my gosh, okay, the angels are giving me a channel message, so bear with me. But they said the vestiges, which I don't even know what that word means, the vestiges of unconditional love can only be learned through reunion with the most beloved family members and friends that you have not yet forgiven. Okay? I'll try to say that again if I remember. The vestiges of unconditional love can only come to reunion with forgiveness of the family members and friends whom you have not yet forgiven. I believe that this collective that I mentioned before, I believe that this collective has worked through most of their issues. And the very last piece of it are those few remaining people in both of your lives. Now, obviously, if you're not speaking to your divine masculine, you don't know this. You don't know who they need to forgive. But there are a couple in each of your lives who haven't been forgiven. And the way through to unconditional love with your twin is to forgive those people in your lives. And finally, the final element, of course, is to forgive your twin. Forgive your twin. You need to forgive your twin. Bad behavior is not justified, but forgiveness is an absolute. It's an absolute. And here's the final thing is that if in this collective that I read for, if there is any type of physical abuse, that is not a twin flame. That is absolutely not a twin flame. The person, so this is a channeled message, you guys. The person that goes to the measures of physical abuse is so far removed from their inner spirit that they cannot and will not see the light that's within them or within another. And they are certainly not ready in this lifetime to make the commitment of love that's required of a twin flame connection. I'm sorry if you have been in a situation as such. And again, this is channeled coming from your angels. I'm sorry if you've been in a situation as such, but the signs of abuse are a red flag to you that this is not your journey. Okay, so that's a channeled message from the angels directly to you. And I don't do that very often online. I don't do that very often. Just know that for the divine feminines and divine masculines, there are those couple people that still need forgiveness from you. Again, hurt and abuse from your past, mother, father, sister, brother, best friend, ex-spouses, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends. Behaviors are not to be forgiven. Behaviors cannot be forgiven. If If there is something that is so harsh or harmful, behaviors cannot be forgiven, but the soul of the person can be forgiven. The soul of the person can be forgiven. And it's about setting yourself free. The souls of the twin flame couple must come together in purity. They must come together with the innocence of a child. And if your soul is still soiled by unforgiveness, your heart is not pure. Work on that this week, you guys. Wow, that was a really heavy message. I didn't expect that one to come out. Super duper heavy. I'm sorry. What comes out is what comes out. But just know that. Like, know that there are a couple of people in each of your lives that need to be forgiven, as well as obviously forgiving your twin. I hope, on a great up note, because we want to end on an up note, on a great up note, for those of you, like I said, for those of you in this collective who have met your twin around, I said, July, August 2018 and beyond, except for really recent twin flame couples who have met because a necessary part of this journey is going through that separation phase. For those of you, the journey to reunion is almost here. So don't fret, don't get all upset, don't get impatient, stay with the journey, stay with the patience. Work on the purity of your heart. Work on the purity of your soul. Work on reestablishing your innocence. And I believe that is the hugest message today. Who knew, right? Stay strong this week. Write some letters of forgiveness to those who have harmed you. And if they're no longer living, then you're going to read it out loud and do a ceremony to burn or throw it in water, a little ceremony. And if they are living, and I'm going to take this from the 12 steps of AA, 12 steps of Al-Anon, 12 steps of NA. When you write your letters of forgiveness to those who have harmed you, do not share with the people that are living unless if it will not harm them. I'm going to say that again. Do your letters of forgiveness to all of those who have harmed you, but do not read the letter or give the letter to them unless the letter will not harm them. Okay, we're not doing an eye for an eye here. If you feel in your heart of hearts that by giving the letter to a family member, friend, colleague, whatever, who is still living, and you feel that the words in that letter would harm them, then you just read it to God, the universe, spirit, and then you have a ceremonial burning, a ceremonial putting it in water and letting it float away. So I hope this helps this week, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Hit the bell for notifications. Thank you so much for sharing this video with other twin flames. And thank you for pledging your support on this channel. You can pledge your support on Patreon and get our private party podcast each month. www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin, and I will see you in the next video.